I know sometimes you wish you were born with superpowers, flying through the sky, touching clouds, and seeing the world from above. All of this actually happened to Mark. I know you're probably thinking, man, I'm jealous. But trust me, nothing comes without a cost. You won't even need to wait just one episode in, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So Mark's actually from this super race that lives in a far planet called Viltrumites. They've got insane powers and go around taking over and destroying other planets. And that's not even the worst thing they do. They wear tight pants.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, I mean, the worst thing they do is kill each other, and the messed up part, the killer gets a reward for cleansing the race of the weak. That's why their numbers are really low. Plus an interesting fact, you can breed with whoever you want, even by force. So basically, a woman might hunt you down and make it happen whether you agree or not. So getting back to the story, Omni-Man was sent to Earth with a mission to find out if humans can mix with viltrumites and pass on their powers. That's actually why Mark was born, to test that theory. If it worked, they could use Earth to grow their numbers. That's when the real suffering kicks in for Mark. Now he has to choose, either turn back against his planet or fight his own dad and a whole army of viltrumites. And let's be real, he knows he can't win. But we all know how it turned out. Mark chose Earth, which of course meant facing Omni-Man. Let's be real, it was not even a fight. This fight was Omni-Man playing basketball with Mark. Mark would have died if it was not for that moment, becoming famous. That's exactly why the director didn't need to kill off the main character, but he made a legendary hero save Mark from Omni-Man. This hero is so strong that Omni-Man got scared and dipped the hell out of the planet. And that legendary hero is Father's Warmth. As you can see, an emotional moment happened between Mark and Omni-Man, which made Omni-Man have a flashback of happy memories, which made him say, "You were always beautiful when you cried." In summary, that was all that happened in Season 1. As for what happened in Season 2, we see Omni-Man, he became the ruler of a planet with people that look like bugs. And he got married and had another invincible son. Alright, pause. We need to answer an important question. Would you smash one of them? Personally, yes, but yes, they are yes. And then Mark will meet his dad on that planet and they will have a peaceful talk. But because he betrayed his people by leaving planet Earth, the Viltrumite now consider him a traitor. So they tracked him down and came to his planet to take him and execute him. And Omni-Man called Mark to take his brother Oliver. Yes, his brother's name is Oliver. So the Viltrumite came to the planet and the result was Mark versus Harvey? Viltrumite version? The fight started with a slap that sent Mark to the roof. While Mark was busy slamming into the roof, Big Black Man heard the sound of a shout. He went behind a rock and found the wife and son of Omni-Man, and he said, "Who did it with a bug?" And then Mark came and punched Harvey, and then Harvey kept staring at Mark. I don't know if those were stares of love or hatred. I don't know. And then they started boxing, and then Mark got knocked out. But Omni-Man came and saved Mark, and they also started boxing. But then Omni-Man cheated and used a slash. I guess he couldn't resist touching that big ass belly. But the fight ended with Mark and Omni-Man losing cause shit ton of Viltrumites pulled up. But it was a really bloody fight that ended with Mark looking like this. Just like Mojo Jojo from that one weird Powerpuff Girls episode. That episode was the first time I really saw someone getting their ass whooped. They really fucked him up there, man. I thought they were innocent young girls. I really thought they committed murder that episode. I thought we were never going to see him again. And then they took Omni-Man to execute him. If you want me to continue and say what happened to Omni-Man, like and subscribe. and comment who your favorite Powerpuff Girl was. Mine was Buttercup. I thought she was a boy, a mean one at that. They didn't take Mark, and one of them tells Mark that he proved his strength, that he's gonna replace Omni-Man and conquer Earth. But the guy telling Mark all of this punches Mark on the face, and Mark gets knocked out, and bro was just talking to himself. So Mark went to Earth with Oliver after healing and all of that. And also, this dude found out he's a robot. Whoa, impressive. Really important to the story. Get your ass out of here. And also, shit ton of events happened, but we only want to focus on the Viltrumite and Mark on this video. So many cool characters and events I skipped in this video.
Oh my god, she's alive and she's pregnant.
If you want me to talk about them in another video, like and comment like I said before. Alright, let's go back to Mark on Earth practicing his res. But suddenly this Viltrumite named Anissa appeared, but she only came to talk, luckily, and she kept telling him that he needs to conquer Earth, because if the Viltrumite ruled Earth, they would get rid of diseases and poverty and crime with their technology. And Mark told her, "No thanks, I got a test on Monday." And then Mark went on a mission to save a ship from a giant creature, and she kept aura farming from behind for some reason. And she kept trying to convince him by saying, "You are one of us, and you need to rule Earth." And then he told her, "I need to do my homework." And then she hit him with a Dragon Ball combo. And then he pulled up from behind trying to do a sneaky attack, and then she hit him with the Michael Jordan. And then she told him, "How dare you hit a lady?" She grabbed the bad boy from his neck and hit him with a Tom and Jerry. And then she was shoving him into the ground, and she was aura farming once again. And then she told him, "My job here is to talk to you, not kill you, but someone else who loves fighting will come and kill you." And then she left the planet. After that, a lot of shit happens. Like that time when Mark went to another world and met Spider-Man, and he made fun of the fact that they named heroes something man, and he also asked Thor if his name was Hammerman. And he still hangs out with his gay friend. Also, his brother Oliver has grown up really quickly because of his bug genetics, and he gained powers like the Viltrumites, and he is a psychopath now. He killed the Mauler twins and bathed in their blood. I'll never forgive you for killing the Mauler twins from the first season, and you just appeared this season. You need to respect your elders, man. Also, I have a question. Why are kids so psychopathic, dude? It's weird. Anyway, some guy named Angstrom has the ability to move between realities, and Mark was the reason his face looks like this. Because Mark interfered with an experience to gain all the knowledge of multi-universes, some nerd shit. He absolutely hates Mark and wants to stain his reputation. So he brought other Marks from different multi-universes. Angstrom was able to convince each one of them with a deal. Just like this guy, he wants to take Mark's mother from this universe because his original mom died. And some other Mark told him,
"Oh, someone misses their mommy."
And we also have the legendary Mark, Gay Mark.
I miss William.
Is that Gay Mark, chat?
After they did their work, some of them died, and he exiled them to an empty world, and one of them said,
Extra! You're dead! Ugh! He can't hear you, idiot!
And after all of that destruction, you're probably thinking that the Angstrom and the Marks from the other universes are the main event of the season. Not even a day passed and the true event of the season came in. Remember what Anissa said? She said that someone who loves fighting will come and kill Mark if he doesn't agree to ruling Earth. He's finally here. And it's Goku! It's Conquest. His name is Conquest, and he looks like one of those old people who'll be like, ugh. So Conquest came in and started fighting Mark. The fight started with them showing off their finger strength. Then after that, Conquest went in for a kiss. And then he jumped on him. And then Mark hits him with the "no, don't bully me" as hit. Whenever someone does this type of attack, just know he is losing. And then Mark did a really smooth combo. And then they took the fight to space. And then Conquest does his famous move, whatever it means. And then they go back to Earth and we see Conquest's hairline that has passed the legal limit. Just let it go, man. And then we see the massive difference between their strength. Conquest just punched Mark in the air just to fly and punch him again, mid-air. And then he punched him through buildings and a truck that was like And then Mark starts struggling in the ground, but his hairline is still intact though. And then Mark tells him to stop because residents were getting hurt. Well, Conquest was like, "Nah, I like fighting. I love fighting and touching big." But mid-speech, Oliver came and punched him and turned the fight into an anime fight for a second there, but Conquest immediately stopped the music. Seems like he doesn't like anime, but trust me man, if you watch Reincarnated as a Vending Machine, you're gonna love anime. And then Mark saves his brother from Conquest, and he told him that he shouldn't be here and get out. And then Conquest grabbed Mark and threw him on multiple buildings. And then Mark flied at Conquest. But forgot to punch, which just made him slam against him. And then Mark grabbed Conquest and started spamming that shit. And then Conquest grabbed Mark's hand after getting punched like 30 times, and then he stood up and god damn, I did not know Conquest was this massive. And then Oliver interfered again, bringing back the anime music, but Conquest quickly shut it off, turning it from a power friendship scene to a fucking horror movie. He punched him and made him spit all of his teeth. And then he did a move that, no matter how many times I've seen it, it still hurts to watch. But thank God, Mark comes and stops this slaughterhouse. But Conquest hits Mark with the human cheese prank.
Get the fuck out, bro. Oh, whoa. Get the fuck out, bro. Oh, whoa.
After that, Eve came and she said, "Conquest, leave the planet." And then Conquest left the planet, and he never came back, and everybody lived happily ever after. And Mark married his gay friend, and he got pregnant. Conquest made a hole in her stomach and she died on Mark's hands, which made Mark turn into the first super viltrumite. Okay, he didn't, but he decided to make the fight dark. They rushed towards each other, facing a punch, which made Mark's hand break. Conquest tried to do the usual move, but he got a viltrumitic bite. And then suddenly Conquest starts confessing to Mark after he grabbed him on the ground. He said that, "I'm so lonely, I'm so damn lonely." And the other viltrumites do not talk to him, and they just see him as a tool of destruction, that he feels lonely and wants to cry sometimes. Wow, I didn't know you have such awareness. Maybe we can work on the problem together, or maybe not. And for some reason Eve woke up from the dead with a healed body and a boost in her superpower, and she launched a laser attack that burned Conquest's skin, and she passed out again. Yeah, of course, why not? Just put that in, like, random as shit. And then Conquest felt danger and started using all his power, and he grabbed Mark's hand and broke it, which made Mark forced to use his best attack, spamming headbutts. So that's how Mark was able to beat Conquest. And we also see Eve naked, but Conquest is even more naked than her. Anyway, my unemployed brother edited this video, so like and subscribe for more.